The topic of today's sermon is infrastructure, or basically just the stuff that you use to hold it up, the foundation. For people who want to be successful, for people who want to be loved, for people who want to be popular, or just anything that you want, it's very important that not only do you have to create the right karma to get what you want. You want to graduate, you got to go to school, you want to get a good job, you got to get the right degree, you want to have a good body, you have to work out. This is true. But if you want longevity, if you want your success to last, if you want to stay on top for a long time, what's different between, let's say, a rapper who has a lot of skill in rapping, becomes rich off of one song, versus someone like Jay-Z, who's been on top of the hip-hop charts for like 20, 30 years. He went on top and he stayed on top. What's the difference? The difference is infrastructure. All the other rappers, when they got famous, they got famous. They got a lot of money, and then they spent it all. Just like people who win the lottery. You get your money, you spend it all. You're happy, you're excited, and then you lose it all. But for other people, people who are smart, people who are business savvy, what do? He created an infrastructure. He invested his money in sports teams. He built businesses. He invested in other artists. He invested in a record company. He invested in jewelry, in clothes. He diversified everything. And so what happens is that it made it so that his business had many different aspects. He had a big infrastructure. Instead of investing in jewelry and just fancy cars and fancy clothes, he invested in infrastructure. And so what happened was it made his wealth continue and grow. And it's the same thing. If you want to be someone that's rich, you can't just look for money. That's not the only thing. You also have to train yourself to have self-control. You also have to know the value of money. You also have to know how to spend money properly. You have to know how to budget. You have to know how to invest. These are the things that we call infrastructure. It's the same thing when you're in love. You're dating someone for a long time, you're married to someone for a long time. All you know is how to be one of two. You know how to be half a full person. You eat, you have to eat together. You sleep together. You travel together. And then what happens when you break up? The same thing. Your infrastructure was destroyed. You no longer have the same infrastructure. And so you feel lonely and unhappy and sad. How do you fix it? Rebuild your infrastructure. Spend your time eating by yourself, going places by yourself, learning what's special about you, what makes you different. And then that's recreating your infrastructure. Now if you want to date someone else, find a new relationship, that's fine. Your infrastructure is strong enough to handle it. But if you go into it with a weak infrastructure, what happens is that you end up falling apart sooner or later because you're not happy, you're not whole. So no matter what you want in life, no matter what you want to be or what you want to achieve, remember, create the infrastructure to support your success. Without the infrastructure, it won't last very long.